of your screen. And of course, the crowd management has become a challenge there at the moment. Police officers and GSU officers trying to contain the crowd that has gathered at the Kasarani Stadium at the moment. And of course, we've seen one person, you know, falling from a moving vehicle. Hopefully he's okay. And as Kevin has said, you know, people have come out to celebrate the life of Raila Odinga, but it should be done with decorum. It should be done with discipline. Those are pictures on the right side of your screen, coming on the left side of the screen, coming from Kasarani, and hopefully the crowd that has gathered there will try and you know, shows some discipline as we honor the legacy of Raila Odinga, who passed away yesterday in India, and his body was brought to Kenya this morning, and he's expected to be buried on Sunday in Bondo. And remember, the state burial will be held tomorrow at the Nyayo Stadium, and hopefully the people that have gathered at the Kasarani will exercise some discipline as they wait for the viewing of the body. But at the moment, the procession is along Mombasa Road, heading towards Nyayo Stadium, and from there they will head to Lee Memorial Home, that is the Lee Funeral Home, and after that, that is when the body will head to the Kasarani Stadium. Now remember, earlier on, we had several mourners outside the Parliament buildings who were waiting to view the body of the late Raila Odinga, but after they heard that, you know, there has been a detour and the public viewing will be held at the Kasarani, they immediately moved from there. But at the same time, business in the central business district came to a standstill because people were not sure of what was going to happen if the public viewing was going to be happening there. But at the moment, the procession is outside the Standard Group PLC. Those pictures are coming live to you. The procession heading to the Lee Funeral Home. Just at the moment, they are just passing the Standard Group along Mombasa Road. And as you can see, thousands of people that turned out at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport are in that procession, making sure that they get, of course, to be part of this occasion, to be part of that procession that gives Baba his final rights. They want to be part of history. They want to be there to say that one day or rather to say that I was there when Baba Raila Odinga arrived at the JKIA and was being taken to the Lee Funeral Home, and then for public viewing at the Kasarani. I was there during that time on the 16th of October 2024, and you can see they came out, or October 2025 rather, they came out in large numbers, and they are currently passing outside the Standard Group. And Kevin, before I come to Mr. Speaker, Kevin, yes, this is a number that I don't think even the government envisioned this to happen today.
I honestly do not think that they envisioned, because had that probably had been the case, then I think because yesterday the president had indicated that they also had a National Security Council meeting, and I suspect that they probably discussed beyond just the military taking over the burial arrangements, etc. Probably there was no serious thoughts around the crowd control, because I remember listening to, after we left this place late in the evening, I listened to the co-chair of the burial planning committee saying that Kenyans are advised to watch this through screens, that they would be positioned elsewhere, and that they don't have to throng JKIA. But I do not think that with that kind of background, the government probably thought that Kenyans would wake up and flood JKIA and be there in such huge numbers.
Yes.
I remember that earlier on, there are even those who were asking to be allowed to, get into the presidential pavilion, where then the body of the former prime minister would be lowered and received. And I was quite surprised and utterly amazed that they allowed for big numbers, to get into
the airport.
Yeah, and I think that already began the sense of openness that the government has. And I think that probably where the president is seated and is also being briefed or watching and seeing what is happening, he's saying that, I think that I've given Kenyans an opportunity to be able to mourn their king, their hero, their enigma, Baba, Tinga, Amolo, Baba Fidel, etc. And that already, in my view, is a very positive sentiment, because assuming that they locked out people, we'd be talking about deaths right now, because these are people that you cannot block. So probably the police would be shooting. I am very excited that we have not seen, at least in the latest hours, any senses of tear gassing, and some sense of misbehavior. But as you rightfully said, Robinson, it's important that Kenyans behave with a lot of decorum, so that Baba, wherever he is lying, is also not angry that people are pickpocketing, people are fighting, or people are being injured. So from government's planning, this already also allows them to begin to think through what will happen in Kisumu tomorrow, and even in Bondo, when ultimately, because I assume that some of these people even probably traveled from all over the country, or even all over Africa, and that some of them would also begin, get to journeys that head towards Bondo. If you were to do Easy Coach right now, I don't think you'd get a ticket. If you were to go to any of our bus companies that ply, those long-distance areas, or even a friend of mine who is supposed to attend a funeral on Friday, tomorrow, in Ahero, was already telling me that they cannot get air tickets, to Kisumu. So it already shows that the government should be planning and preparing to beef up security in the other stops, that Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga's body would be either stopped for viewing, or would therefore be stationed as he leads towards his final resting space.
Yes, remember, security has been beefed up at the Kasarani Stadium, and a few minutes ago I saw Senator Eddie Okeche trying to calm down the people that are at the Kasarani Stadium, and at the moment we also have the GSU officers trying to talk to the people at the Kasarani Stadium, telling them to calm down and, at least be calm as they wait for the body of Raila Odinga to arrive there. But the procession currently along Mombasa Road, almost getting to Airtel, and then they will head to Nyayo Stadium. From Airtel, it's South Sea, along Bellevue, and then at Nyayo Stadium. From there, they will be heading to the Lee Funeral Home, and then after that, it will be heading to Kasarani Stadium. Mr. Speaker, when we started the conversation,